Two bald guys and a microphone. 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 Alarm ringing in the morning, time to rise and shine. Open up your eyes to awaken your mind. Need to make the day count, need to get in the zone. Tune in to Two Bald Guys and a Microphone. Introducing Coach Papa Tim Stewart's his name. Pay attention to his wisdom, it'll raise your game. He wants to see a better world, so he plays his part. Always loving, always giving, cause he's got a big heart. The co-host won't boast, but he can stand on his own. From the state of Iowa, it's that man Kent Jones. He's impressive on the mic and he don't need a cord. And whether hosting or he's hooping, he's controlling the boards. And the one feeding a hungry herd of Americans, make you feel right at home like he's your best friend. Though he's not a city slicker, he's as cool as the fun. Just a witty wisdom giver, Mr. Rancher Run. Set the tone for your day and get in the zone. Tune in to Two Bald Guys and a Microphone.
Good morning and happy chilly Monday to you.
Woo, it's a good Monday.
7 degrees outside.
Is that what it was?
Wind chill 3.
Nice. Of course, let us not forget that Two
Bald Guys and a Microphone.
Brought to you through the financial support of our good friends over at Natural Therapy Wellness Center, www.mchenrymassage.com. 815-385-8190. Listen, right now you're full of stress, anxiety, the whole works. Give them a call. John and his team, a slew of massage therapists, licensed, reflexology, acupuncture, Thai yoga massage, deep tissue massage, sports massage, hot stone massage. Having trouble with the word massage. Yes.
Well, let's see if I can rub it in.
There it is. Hey, thanks for rubbing it in. Right? Yeah. Well, all right. Of course, they're awesome. Check them out. www.mchenrymassage.com. Right here before the week of Christmas, they do absolutely have openings.
Openings,
Yeah.
but they have gift cards.
And gift cards.
What a great gift for somebody. I give them a gift of an hour massage, and they will love the massage, and they will love you without question.
And because of their financial support and because of all you listeners out there listening, we have to just take a moment and say thank you. If you check out the mustache right above Coach's head, you're going to see @studios_216. That is our Twitter handle, @studios_216. You can follow us, watch us live on the Twitter. You can, like, follow, subscribe on YouTube, Facebook, all that good stuff. But listen to this now. Listen. We're on TuneIn Radio. We are on TuneIn Radio.
Tell me about TuneIn Radio.
Well, TuneIn Radio is an app that you can download, and listen to any radio station in the world anytime. There's 35 million subscribers, so welcome in, 35 million subscribers. We absolutely love you here at 216 The Net. But the cool thing too is if you've got one of those Apple phones,
like this one,
yep, you can just go to Apple Music
and
punch in 216 The Net,
and we're there.
Make it your favorite. Listen live, listen all the time.
Wow,
it's wonderful. Good stuff happening right here at the 216 Studios. Very, very excited about 2023 and what's coming down the pipeline. This morning we may have a special guest or two pop in, which will be fun. But what I wanted to talk about today, we've been talking about traditions. We've been talking about traditions. And this, of course, is Christmas week. This is, I think, right? This is the big week before Christmas, last week of Advent. Right?
Last week was actually, this is the last week of Advent. The last candle was lit on Sunday.
So there you go, right? So with that said, we've got a big following in Brazil.
I know. That's you look at our world following. Brazilians for some reason love us. It must be the coffee.
Yes,
The
it
coffee
must be the
connection.
coffee. But because we're talking about Central and South America, big shout out to our good friends in Argentina.
Argentina, what
Yeah.
a game!
Woo! Huh?
Um,
What probably the most electrifying World Cup final ever in history. I mean,
Well-
it's right there, right? I mean, Pele might have been the most.
They talk about the GOAT, the greatest of all
Yeah.
time. Is it Messi? Well, now that
Ooh.
he's
He's
added
gotta
a
be right up
World
there.
Cup to all of his other accolades, but to be honest with you, and I've coached soccer for over 40 years,
Yeah.
and I love soccer. And it was for 80 minutes. It was not the most exciting and electrifying game.
No, it wasn't.
Argentina went out. They totally dominated the first half of the game. They scored 2 early goals. It was 2-0 at halftime. They had 3 early opportunities in the second half that the French goalkeeper saved, and that was it was disappointing that they didn't win by 4 or 5. Then all of a sudden, France gets a PK, right? Penalty in the box. Guy gets tripped. They score the goal. It's 2-1.
Yeah.
Minute and 33 seconds later, and I always talk to my athletes about the first 2 minutes at the beginning of the game, beginning of the half, or after a goal is scored, is when most scoring happens, right? And sure enough, minute and 33 seconds later, guy pops in another goal, and it's tied 2-2.
2-2.
Tied at regulation, goes into 2 15-minute overtimes. At the about 3 minutes left in the second overtime with stoppage time added. Messi scores, puts Argentina up 3-2.
Yeah.
With literally time about ready to expire, Argentina gets another PK,
Yeah.
a handball in the box, ties it 3-3. On the ensuing kickoff, Argentina starts with the ball. France gets it literally under a minute left, and France gets down with a scoring opportunity, and the goalkeeper makes a miraculous save. I mean, he was able to get his foot in front of the ball. They call it a kick save to save the game for Argentina. Went into shootout, and then the shootout, Argentina was clearly the more technical team, and they wound up winning 4-2 on
in the
shootout.
words of Madonna, "Don't cry for me, Argentina," because. Well, there you go. And that was the exciting.
It was brilliant. It was
the
brilliant.
recap of Coach was just about as exciting as the entire game.
Goal.
It was amazing.
Anyway.
But what I wanted to talk about, we're talking about traditions. And I know we kind of started off with some year-end traditions, things like that. We've been doing personal traditions. Let's roll into some of the traditions that you had as a little guy. Years and years ago, years gone by, traditions that were just awesome, and now you don't have those because times have changed.
Right.
Not necessarily because of change of beliefs or anything like that. But what are nice? Shayna says hers are Christmas tree lights, white or multicolor.
Well, I've got one of those remote control devices on mine, so I can go either white or multicolor. I can go flashing or non-flashing, but I prefer the colored lights.
Yeah. So as a kid growing up, years gone by, multicolored lights.
We always did.
Of course, they've shrunk.
They were big and they were hot.
Right. They were big and hot. You're putting it on a dead tree. And as a kid, absolutely multicolored lights everywhere. Now, my family is straight white. I outside, inside, upside down, white. I don't know why that is. I don't know when it changed. I don't know why it changed. But it changed. And our tradition now is white lights.
Our very first Christmas tree after we got married, we had all blue lights on it, and it was very pretty. I mean, it was a nice tree. We had 2 dogs at that time, and we were away for a little bit of extended period that Christmas, not more than a day, but we were gone for 10 or 12 hours. We came home and the dogs decided to tear that tree apart. They didn't like the blue
I
lights.
didn't like it.
Our 50th Christmas is coming up in a couple of years, and my wife has already said for our 50th Christmas, we're going to have a tree with all blue lights. So I've been searching for some all blue
Well, if
lights.
you do the LEDs, you can change them to just all blue.
Yeah.
I think nowadays you can with a little application on your phone.
Should be able to do
which is good.
just about it.
Speaking of that, when do you have presents under the tree already?
There are a few.
Grandmas and grandpas tend to do that.
Right. With
Yeah.
a couple of the grandkids' presents are under there. My wife had said at the beginning of this Christmas year that we were not going to do as much shopping this year, that we were
Yeah.
going to put we're just going to give them all money.
Gift cards and money.
And I was like, do you remember what that was like when we started getting all money? My dad would send us a check for $125 every Christmas and say, buy the kids something from me.
Yeah. Hey,
And
go for it.
so, she decided to buy one gift for one of the grandkids. And the next thing we knew, we were shopping like crazy people.
Yeah.
So we are back buying gifts. So we've got 2 of the 12 grandkids left to buy for, but the rest of them have all have something under the tree.
Yeah. So we don't have a thing wrapped. We don't have anything under the tree. Of course, this is the first year in the Jones household, mine, not every Jones household, just mine, that Lucy is in 8th grade and understands the magic of Santa.
Yes.
So it's a unique year for us, as for, well, Spence is 28. So for 28 years, not everybody in the house understood the magic of Santa.
Yes.
And now they do. So it's that is a change and a shift in tradition of, oh my gosh, going to 10:30 candlelight service,
Right.
getting home, staying up till 2 a.m. To make sure Santa can come in and out safely,
Right.
and not be detected. And so now Alice and I are like, oh, we'll just, I guess.
We always went overboard on the number of presents we'd buy. We wouldn't spend a lot of money.
Always,
My wife was
yeah,
a great
always,
shopper.
Yeah.
Well, one year the boys are getting into an age where they were starting to question, and a friend of mine was a perfect Santa Claus. I mean, he was a big guy. He had the unit,
Yeah.
the costume and everything. So about 3 days before Christmas, we actually wrapped all the presents, and we had him come over, and we set up the video camera on the tripod with the big thing and started it going with the Christmas tree. And then at one point paused it, and then Santa came in and he turned around. He came in, he's standing up empty tree, and he claps his hand twice. We pause it again. We put all the presents under the tree, bring it out, turn it back on. And then he turns around, sees the camera, goes like this again, pause it. And so the night before Christmas, I'm with the boys, and, I was in the Army at that time. I'm like, boys, what do you say we set up a booby trap, see if we can catch Santa Claus? And so we set the camera in the exact place. We made sure when we put the presents out the next morning, they were exactly how they are on the camera, because my kids were pretty sharp. And that next morning, instead of opening presents, they went to the video camera, they opened it up, pulled out the VHS tape, ran to the VCR, popped it in, and there was the empty tree. Santa claps, presents, sees, disappears. It was like a 30-second video, but they caught Santa on tape.
Yeah.
I think they still believe to this day, and they're 42 and 40.
Sure.
But
No,
it
hey,
is,
and if you're listening out there, guys,
yeah,
that's just a makeup story there.
yeah.
Santa's still there.
But
that is a lot of the cool traditions. I remember, one of the traditions as a kid. I was the youngest of 4 boys. I still am, I guess. And I always wanted to have a broken ankle or a broken leg and hop around on crutches for whatever reason. I always did. So we had these knitted stockings, and of course, we're going to talk about stocking stuffer tradition here in a minute too, which will be good. But after we opened the stockings, I would put on all 4 of these knitted stockings to make it look like a cast. And my dad had crutches, and I would put my armpits in where his hands would go and hobble around on Christmas morning like I had a broken leg.
And then did you go, and God bless us, everyone?
So for whatever reason, for many years, I would do that for many, many years. Speaking of stockings out there, what are the stocking stuffers? What do you put in stockings? And I want to see if the people out there listening, go ahead and comment for your kids, or when you were a kid, because I want to go traditions of years gone by. So when you were a kid, what was in your stocking? Do you recall?
I do.
What would they put in?
There was always an orange.
Always
an orange, and there was
yes, absolutely an orange.
There was an orange. There was a chocolate covered marshmallow Santa.
Yeah.
There was always anything small for hunting. Like one year, I didn't get all the shotgun shells that I normally got, because you always knew they were shotgun shells because how heavy they were. Yeah. And he put 1 shotgun shell in the stocking. So when I took it out, he went then got like 8 boxes.
Yeah. That's great. An orange. It was always down in the toe.
It was always in the toe.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't, you had to actually, you couldn't dump it out. You had to reach down in.
Can somebody Google for us? Can somebody Google why the orange goes in the toe? It has to go back to European something or other, right? Because we're not in well, I guess Nebraska is the Midwest, but you were kind of out west of.
Well, right? My granddad came from Ireland.
Okay.
He's an immigrant from Ireland. My dad was a firstborn American, and I don't know if the tradition came through him, but
yeah. So absolutely in ours as well. An orange didn't matter. There was an orange stuck in the toe, and then followed up with peanuts salted in the shell.
There were
peanuts.
There were peanuts.
And then there was a Matchbox car or something small, fun in there wrapped up. And then as we got older into our teens, it was deodorant and razors, right? And but to this day, Alice and I, orange peanuts.
Yeah.
Still to this day. And I don't know why. And not peanuts in a bag. I mean, they're just dumped in the stocking.
Dumped in shelled peanuts that you. Yeah. I don't know why either.
Was it because Santa needed to feed the reindeer liked oranges and peanuts, and that's all he had? I don't understand. I mean, that is exactly
one of the smells of Christmas for me. For some people, it's peppermint. For some, it is the evergreen of the tree. For me, it's the oranges, peeling of oranges. We used to have contests on who could peel the orange the fastest in one piece.
Yeah.
Right. If it broke, you were out of the contest. My dad was always the best. He could peel an orange in one piece. Now today we get those little cuties.
Yeah.
And I actually do orange peel art. I will make peel of the oranges for my grandkids in a certain way that they'll come out looking like angels or like a golf club. I got all different types of orange peel art I can do that. But cutie art.
Sell it online, Coach. It would be good.
I did post the angel. Oh, look, I've got an orange peel angel on eBay.
Looks like an angel, right?
There were no takers.
Like
I thought maybe I could get $1,000.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. So that and on that tradition, on that Christmas tradition of the stocking, was it opened in the morning, or was it before all the presents, or was it after the presents?
For us, it was. We opened our presents on Christmas Eve.
Yeah,
we were a special state in Nebraska. Santa came early because he knew we were hunting on Christmas morning. So we went to candlelight services, went to Grandma's house and opened our family presents there. Then we went home, opened our presents, and the stocking was always the last thing. It was
The last.
the last.
Yeah, always the last for us too. You would think that would be like the first because it was small or whatever, but stocking still today comes in last. As a kid, everywhere. Yeah.
Well, when I was about 21, we were at a party and somebody said they could hypnotize me.
Yeah.
And they said that it's a special way, and they went and got 2 plates out of the freezer. And they handed me one of the plates, and they took the other plate. They said, "Now, I want you to close your eyes, but I will show you what they do." And they took their plate, and they showed me the bottom of their plate. And they said, "I want you to take 2 fingers and rub on the bottom of this plate, and then we're going to rub it across your head." And so I closed my eyes and I did what they told me to do, and I rubbed it here and rubbed it here. Well, they'd taken a candle and put soot all over the bottom of the one plate. So by the time I had done, I looked like
Set it up.
the kid from Little
Chimney
Rascals,
sweep. Yeah,
right? And well, that started a thing because when our kids were up, I realized that I could do that, put a little soot on the bottom of a cold plate, and I could put just a mark on, and that became a kiss from Santa. So every morning they would wake up with a present on their bed, one of their special presents, and then they'd run in to see where Santa kissed them while they were sleeping with a little mark on their face. So,
yeah,
but
nice.
it had its foundation in a drinking party.
At a drinking party, even better. Traditions of years gone by, what we're talking about here, and not real thought-provoking, but good to reminisce, good to go down. As we've been talking about traditions all month here on Two Bald Guys and a Microphone. We thought, what better way to kind of to start off this Christmas week with that. Now, when it comes to food, now let's talk food. You and I are not the skinniest men. We would be, growing up, we were in the front of the tug of war line. Now we might be set towards the back, right?
I'd be the anchor.
So when it comes to food, Christmas food, let's talk about what everybody loves to do. And I think it's a tradition in everybody's house. Christmas cookies, the baking of Christmas cookies. When, how much, were they thick? Were they thin? My wife's mother, her Christmas cookies are paper thin. They're like wafers. And this lady, and I know I'll get some, and I'll bring them in and I'll show. She hand paints them with frosting.
Oh wow!
It is amazing. They're the most. I mean, they are incredible. Hours and hours. I mean, with a paintbrush, the whole works. Not, she doesn't do it with paint. I mean, it's frosting that she's painting with, right? But when I'll bring them in, because I know we'll get a bunch, and I'll bring them in and I'll share them on a Monday morning. And I think we're headed over there the first weekend of the new year, just logistics. But I'll bring them in and I'll show you, because you'll be like, and they're delicious, right? Because they're thin, right. They're kind of wafery, but it is amazing what she does. But she was probably a week ago to 2 weeks ago, she probably spent 12 to 14 hours baking and painting these cookies, dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens, because there are people who want them, right? And it's amazing. Are cookies ethnic? Is that an ethnic thing? So are you saying just white folk are doing it? I mean, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. Did you guys do Christmas cookies?
My mom was crazy with her Christmas cookies,
yeah.
And they were amazing. All the way from the rum balls to the sugar cookies. She didn't the traditional. She didn't make chocolate chip and oatmeal stuff at Christmas. They were, and she would put these tins together, and take them to friends, and she had so many of the tins. That the next year, when she gave him the new tin, she'd take the old tin back for next year, and she'd just rotate them. We did that a few years early in our marriage, but we haven't really done Christmas cookies in a number of years.
Really? We do them every year. That'd be something, we'll
So
see.
I'm just telling you, I am short on Christmas cookies. So
Yeah.
if Alice feels the need to,
Yeah, this will be the week. Alice has off this entire week, so this will be the week that the Christmas cookies show up, and then we will, as a family, frost them. Now we'll do the thick frost. I mean, they're good thick cookies, right?
Mhm.
They're Christmas cookies, and whatnot.
Toby,
what's happening, brother? Merry Christmas. All the way from Phoenix, man. Hashtag his office is better than ours, right? Absolutely.
at least warmer.
Absolutely. So Toby, we're just talking about some Christmas traditions from years gone by. We're talking about Christmas cookies right now. So Christmas cookies, if we take a look at those Christmas cookies, and Toby's working on a cool project too. Now I'm all ADHD right now. That keep your eye out. We'll have him on when he's ready to pop this thing, and we'll promote the heck out of it because it's really, really cool. We're very, very excited. Which, by the way, Toby, we need to talk to you about a show here that we're calling Man Camp. But we'll make sure that you're a piece of that as well. So
Very cool.
Anyway,
Cookies. Back to cookies.
Back to cookies. So this week, I'm sure there'll be plenty of cookies. We have pushed it off. We usually have them before this week, but because Alice and I have cut sugar out of our diet, it's amazing that we have pushed it back. But we're like, we should make cookies because the kids like them. We'll take them with us.
Have you tried cookies with some of the alternative sugars, the stevia, or
no? It's
any of
gross.
those? Yeah, is it?
I
I've never
no
tried
idea.
it.
I haven't
I'm just
either.
asking.
I haven't either, but I don't want a cookie with an aftertaste. Right. So are your cookies, Christmas cookies, people out there, are they the stars, the angels? Do you still have a cookie press? You know what I'm saying? The little cookie
cutters.
Yeah. Because we do. And now a lot of the cookie cutters are rubbery or whatever. Yeah.
I've seen plastic ones. I haven't seen the rubber ones.
Yeah. Yeah, they're silicone or something.
Silicone.
Yeah.
It's high temperature. You can actually cook them in the oven, right in the cookie cutter.
Yeah.
I just remember growing up the variety of Christmas cookies. You could not have one of each kind of Mom's Christmas cookies without getting into an extreme sugar high. So
I don't know. This coffee, Scott Giles, this coffee maker is terrible.
Where if you're looking what to get for 216 the net for Christmas, our coffee maker is slowly dying as Kent's over making a new pot. One of the traditions I remember growing up was getting up dark 30 at on Christmas morning, and normally there would be snow, but heading down to the duck line, getting them. My dad had a 69 Chevy pickup that him, my brother, and I would fit in. Just it was cozy.
Heck with ducks, I'd like to have that.
But yeah, but we would go over to Charlie Eshelman's property on the duck on the North or South Platte River, and we would get Christmas dinner live. So our dinner was normally fresh duck.
Yeah.
On Christmas morning. By the time we got home and made it, Mom would have everything else going.
Yeah. Now, when it comes to those traditions of years gone by, it really depends on what part of the world we were in. So when I lived in Michigan until I was 9.
Okay.
Then we moved to Iowa, Dubuque, Iowa, when I was 9. Lived there for 4 years while Dad was getting his master's degree, and then we moved down to Burlington, Iowa. And so we went from a place that had a lot of snow at Christmas, it's not so much, to hardly any. More, and Toby will tell you, growing up in Burlington, more times than not, it was 40, 45 degrees, brown Christmas, right?
Right.
It was an interesting Christmas when there was snow growing up, that down there. But so the traditions for Christmas Day were always very, very different. In Michigan, it was spent with family in homes, grandma's house, so you'd get up, you'd open the presents, do this. We'd go to a grandma's house for half the day, if not all the day. And then New Year's Eve was grandma or grandpa, the other grandparent. But at my grandma Jones's house, every Christmas, orange Jello with carrots shaved in it.
Yeah, well, there was that, and then there was lime Jello with carrots.
Or
pears and lime.
Yeah. So I don't understand where at what point someone was like, was it because it's orange? I have no idea. But hey, let's put carrot shavings in the Jello, in the sugar water.
Well, it started out as the carrots just fell into the Jello, kind of like a Reese's peanut butter cup.
Yeah, like an egg drop soup. Yeah. Drop the egg right in there. But every Christmas, you bar none, you could always count on. It was ham, both families, ham.
Mm-hmm.
No turkey, no chicken, no nothing. It was ham and mashed potatoes, all the fixins. But you always had at my grandma Jones's house the pray for those Jello people. That's an abomination. It truly is. I have no idea why I don't get it. But anyway, regardless, and you always, the carrots kind of always floated towards the top.
Right. They would just be like a scum on the top.
Right. So if you could get under the carrot, so if somebody went first and then you could get under the carrots, you could just get the.
There was another Jello that Mom would put the mixed fruit in, the fruit cocktail.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and there would be, the little half Maraschino cherries would show up in there. And I always wanted a piece with the Maraschino cherry in it. I love the
absolutely
the cherries.
So then we come into even though like a scum, it really was. It just kind of, there was that top little layer
floated on top.
And then the amazing thing is, I think is amazing as I look back on these traditions is you spent all this time making cookies. Dessert was always pie.
Yeah.
What kind of pie did you guys have at Christmas?
Pumpkin.
You went to pumpkin?
Apple.
Yeah.
Mincemeat.
Ooh, mincemeat. Oh.
Mom was a baker. Lemon meringue. Oh, her meringue was just, it was incredible.
Kimmy, what? Kimmy, good morning, says, we made lime Jello with applesauce. Pork chops and applesauce. My best Peter Brady.
Chips, fries.
Yes, that would be interesting. But I'm the guy, Kimmy, who now goes, I may just try that.
Well, Jello has become a big part of our diet these days.
Yeah, right.
Jello when I was young.
So we would go. You'd spend all these hours making cookies, having fun, but those were never the dessert. It was always pie. But yours at Christmas was pumpkin.
Or no, there was pumpkin, apple. I mean, Mom would make.
You called it mincemeat. I don't understand what mincemeat pie.
It was a mincemeat pie. It was made out of minced meat and other stuff. There were little chunks of meat in it. It was a farm pecan pie. She'd have pecan pie. Was, oh my gosh, you're talking about a sugar high.
Yeah.
I still love pecan pie to this day.
I mean, if there's pies laying out in front of you at Christmas, you're going with which one?
Lemon meringue is by far my favorite.
Lemon meringue is a good Christmas pie.
Meringue, my mom's meringue was like 3 inches.
Could make it stand up, yeah.
But understand, we raised chickens.
Egg whites and sugar.
Egg whites and sugar and fluffed up to the point. It was it would almost float away and carry the pie with it. It was beautiful. The little brown.
Growing up on the Mississippi, we saw that foam flowing on the water all the time. So
normally came out of the
meringue
sewage,
was never
the sewage plants, right?
So listen, if I'm pulling a pie, and I have my druthers, right? A good sweet potato pie.
oddly enough, growing up, I despised sweet potatoes because they always made them with butter. Now, I was raised on a farm milking cows, allergic to dairy, so I could never eat the sweet potatoes because they were always bathed in butter.
Yeah.
It wasn't until probably 8 or 10 years ago we were at a friend's house, and they took a sweet potato and chopped it up and made sweet potato fries.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I'll try some, and I was like, whoa.
Mama mia.
Yeah,
so sweet potato, but you don't get a good sweet potato pie. You don't find them very often. So if I'm punching at something and I'm going pie, it's key lime all day long. I enjoy that. Now Ashley's fiance Jacob, that's his pie too. But that is a good.
So that's why you agreed to let him marry your daughter.
Well, I think he kind of turned me on to it. We were down in Florida a few years back, and he came with us, and he key lime, a real key lime down there. Yeah. Right. And so we had that, and I was like, "Ooh!" And I've kind of fallen in love with the tartness. It's good.
What games, if any, did you play at your family get-togethers? We're from Nebraska, so I'll let you guess. I mean, rain, snow, shine. We were out there playing football in the backyard,
tossing the old pigskin,
and it wasn't flag or two-hand touch.
Yeah.
It was good old-fashioned tackle football in the alfalfa field.
Throwing the old pigskin around a little bit. Anything else? Any others?
Family game. Well, we put jigsaw puzzles together.
You were a puzzle family.
We were.
I hate puzzles.
Yeah. We always had a 1,000 or 1,500 piece puzzle going on a table somewhere in the house, and on Sunday afternoons. Now, again, Sundays the whole family would get together for dinner. Yeah. We called the noon meal dinner back then.
Yeah.
And Mom would fix a couple of fried chickens and her chicken noodles. My brother and I were just talking about that the other day. Her chicken noodles were incredible. But while people were cooking, everybody would take a few minutes at the jigsaw puzzle table. And more work was done on those jigsaw puzzles on Sunday than any other day of the week, because it was
I didn't have the patience for that. That might seem odd for a lot of people, a little bit crazy, a lot of high energy. I was back in the 70s and 80s, what they called hyper. The ADHD didn't
He's just a busy child.
Yeah, just being a boy. That was it, right? So in around 78, 77 or 78, now this is back in the 1900s for those kids who were just tuning in, 1977, 1978, we had Pong. And let me tell you about the tournaments and hours spent in front of a black and white TV. Right.
And it was incredible. 12 hours you would sit there.
Oh yeah, for hours and hours and hours. And then in 79 we got the Atari, and boy did that change life at that moment. And the games were Asteroid, what was the one with the tanks, War or whatever. I don't know what it wasn't called War.
Yeah,
it was
I don't
too
remember
aggressive,
either,
but you had Combat, I think it was called, and you would
it was just Combat.
And again, because of my attention span, my brothers would always kill me at these games because they had better attention spans and understand the faster thumb on the trigger. So, and we would wrap up the Atari and all the wires that went with it and all the games, and we would take that with us, and the cousins, it was a big deal. It was Atari. Today, if we're with my wife's family, we play Oh Heck.
Oh,
right. It's kind of poop on your neighbor.
Yeah, we called it oh shit.
Yeah. So we'll play for hours. Oh Heck, or what I even have it on my phone. Dominoes.
Yeah,
absolutely love Mexican Train, and
my wife and I just got a set of Dominoes.
Oh well, let's play. Recently. We're in.
Sure, we're due for a dinner. We should get.
We really are. But yeah, Dominoes with the Mexican Train, whatever. It's just it's just the games aren't the thinker games, but they're just fun to be around and talk and laugh and
put Shayna's comment up there.
Yeah,
a civilized game of spoons. Is there such a
There is
thing?
not such a
Not
thing.
in our house. It
Yeah.
was war.
Yeah. Well, we've played spoons. Where were we at when we played spoons?
Oh my gosh, that was. I don't remember, but yeah.
Yeah.
But
And
it was diving across the
yeah,
table.
Yeah,
there were-
it was intense. Yeah. I mean, it's,
I imagine you with 4 boys in the family. It was
the spoons, always good. But people's drinks get spilled.
we played a lot of
And the other is the card table. Remember the little
Yep.
four-legged card table? And when you're playing spoons on that, the card table does not survive.
Yeah. We played a game called Canasta a lot.
Oh, geez.
2 deck and sometimes as many as 3 deck Canasta because of how many people were playing. A lot of cribbage. There's a
Uno.
game in Nebraska called Pitch.
Oh.
Played a lot of pitch. It's a card game similar to like a euchre with the whole deck.
I love the euchre with the whole deck. That would be
It was. It's an interesting game.
Euchre's a rainy day game, not really Christmas. You know, you work in construction or something. It rains, and euchre came out on those days. Definitely. We played blackjack, 5-cent limit, cribbage. Yeah, we've got a house, the house penny jar that we would play blackjack, or for a while when the kids were young, the in the early 2000s
Let's teach them gambling early.
Yeah, in the 2000s it was poker, right? Texas Hold'em.
Texas Hold'em was
a
big.
big deal. But yeah, Uno. Now Uno is pretty cool because it's flip Uno with it on both sides.
We got that. That's crazy. But
It's
we played a
intense.
game that was Uno with a regular deck of cards before there was Uno. It had all the same rules.
Oh yeah,
as
Crazy
Uno.
Eights.
Well, it wasn't Crazy
Oh.
Eights. It was literally Uno. One card meant you went backwards. One card meant you picked up.
Oh yeah, we just
4
did
cards,
Crazy
2
Eights.
cards.
Yeah.
Then Uno came out, and we looked at each other and said, "Why didn't we invent that?
Right.
We've been
What
playing
in
that
the
game for
world?
years."
Could have retired, huh? My poor grandma lost all the time.
She did it on purpose to make you guys feel
beating
good.
up on grandma. All right, let's take Granny's money this Christmas. Here we go.
Well, Granny, for you, we'll go to $1 limit.
Right. We'll help you try to catch up. Oh. Yeah. So, but the fun thing about these traditions is look at the good feelings, and we're just dragging up old traditions, but it takes you back and
Right.
look at that. Yeah, Kimmy says Uno flip is crazy. Quicks, I don't know what Quicks.
We play
is.
Quicks. Quicks is a great game. Christina Hostica introduced April and I to
Quicks.
Quicks. We get together with them every New
Yeah.
Year's Eve, and Quicks it's kind of a math game with dice, and
Okay.
it's
I'll have to look that up. I don't know.
it
Quicks.
is a quality game.
Nothing I do is quick anymore.
There's
Sorry
another one called Quirkle that we
Yeah.
play. Frank and Christina will be coming to our place this New Year's
Oh,
Eve.
good.
We'll hang
Maybe
out
Frank
with
will
them.
come on New Year's Day.
I don't know, now that he's famous.
Yeah,
you know,
big time in the paper over there in Prophetstown. Good memories
Look-
are a great pick me up. They really are, right? I mean, listen, I was down at Woodfield Mall this weekend. So my weekend, we went over here. There was a big high school girls tournament at in town here in McHenry. Went and watched the Warriors. What a great game! Ended up losing by 2 and late. Just a great game. Then we ran down to Harper College to watch the MCC men's play. And while we were down there, we're like, all right, let's go to the mall. Well, you can imagine Woodfield Mall is absolutely berserko.
Yeah.
I mean, people it was very, very busy. So I just did a lot of people watching.
Right.
It was fun to watch people and look at people, and it's anyway. A lot of stress. There, a lot of stress that was happening, and the stores looked like every store, not just one. Every store looked like it was a garage sale just run through. People, Christmas buyers are just horrible. I mean, 'cause, you know, 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 'cause, you know Take it, look it, throw it, whatever. You know what I'm saying? It was amazing. Macy's looked like a bomb went off. And I'm like, how can this high-end store, because there was a lot of expensive things in Macy's. We went to Macy's because my wife and my oldest daughter were looking for shoes for her wedding, right? But it looked like a bomb went off.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. And then as you're walking through the food court, I don't know if it's body odor or just the mixture of all the food that smells bad in there.
Yeah.
The stores are way understaffed.
Oh, yeah.
Hugely.
Yeah,
hugely.
that's how there's so much. So last Monday, I went over to Vernon Hills to the White Deer Run golf course to check out the venue where I was speaking on
Love
Tuesday.
Nice golf course.
And in the meantime, my wife went shopping with my daughter and her husband, and they were going to Macy's to find a dress for our granddaughter's wedding.
Yeah.
Well, I knew that was also in Vernon Hills, and when I got done at the golf course, I thought, well, how far away? I saw, find my iPhone. I could see right where my wife is, and I was 2.3 miles away. So I went over and surprised them at the store.
Walked over?
No, I did drive, but it was. I walked in and they were like, "Oh, what are you doing here?" What a dumb move on my part to walk around with women shopping for dresses.
Yeah.
My son-in-law and I found a chair in a dressing room waiting area that had the Army-Navy football game on.
Yeah.
And I'm Army, my brother's Navy, so I started texting my brother while watching the game. And Army did post a great comeback, and they did win the annual Army-Navy game, so I came out a winner. And
you were happy.
I was happy with that. The engagement on Tuesday was incredible for AMV, but then I had a special engagement on Friday night that you handed off to me because Thursday night you had a big meeting.
Yeah.
So you invited me to go over to MCC, McHenry County College, and be the game announcer for the women's and men's basketball teams. And your daughter's quite a ball player.
Yeah.
It was fun watching her.
She's a beast.
She missed the first couple of threes, and you could see, but it didn't stop her.
Yeah, that's
good. And they wound up losing just in the last minutes of the game, but it was a brilliant game.
She absolutely, that she loves that sport. Means a lot to her. So that's good.
I don't know where she got that love from. But.
No. Well, she took last year off, and then she came back. So now she wants to play for 4 more years, which is good. Did you catch the Vikings 30-point comeback?
I saw I read the after game summary and saw Kirk Cousins' interview. Oh, I don't know. The coach said in the locker room we only needed 5 touchdowns. I thought he was being sarcastic. It turns out that's all we needed.
That's all you needed. Yeah, I didn't. Yesterday was just a good day. I don't have cable, and so I don't watch too much football. I listen to the Bears, and I'm gonna tell you that they're gonna be an exciting team. They're young, but they do some good things. They just don't know how to do a lot of good things.
No, they're positioning themselves for a great draft pick. This is all done on purpose.
They will get a great draft pick. Trust me. But traditions. When you look back on traditions, it's important because as Shayna says, it's just a great pick me up. But then you can't. There comes a time where you have to start your own traditions. Yeah. And you can't look back and go, man, I wish we still did this, or I wish because as we grow, as your kids grow, and now I've got 2 out of the house. I've got 1 that could be out of the house. She's 20. You start watching, and you have to create new traditions, and you can't be sad when I guess you can be sad when the old traditions fade away. I guess, but the adventure and the fun in the adventure is always the creation of new traditions. Take for instance. Elf on the Shelf. What? I mean, kids are bratty enough that just say, "Hey, Santa's watching." No, now we have to stick a little elf someplace. And some of the best TikToks right now are some of the, "Oh crap, we didn't move the elf quick, I hear them, and they're pushing their kids back in the room.
My son had this like 18-foot pole that he would use to put the elf on the shelf. He lives in Texas, so he's got a set of
Everything's
longhorns
big in
up on
Texas,
his
right. It's
fireplace.
actually a midget that he uses.
But we invented Elf on the Shelf 20 years before Elf on the Shelf happened.
Yeah.
We had an elf named Brayson who visited our family.
You told us last
and
week. Yeah.
It was another one. Oh, why didn't I package that?
Yeah. But it's insane. Some of these new traditions, you just like, and they take off. Minch on a bench for the Jewish people. I mean, is there? But
Well, we had the elf would bring pajamas while we were at midnight services.
oh yeah,
So when the kids were little, we always went to midnight mass. It was just our favorite one to go to, and we'd be in the car, and either my wife and I would always forget something. Oh, I forgot my wallet. Then you run back in, you pull out the pajamas, put them under the tree. So when we got home from mass, the matching pajamas would be under the tree.
The new jammies are ready to go. Yeah. And so what are some new traditions that you do? Now this is different because you're a grandparent. You do have a couple of grandkids who live with you, or at least one.
Yeah.
But what are some of the new traditions?
We've been traveling. We either go to Texas with our son and his family for Thanksgiving or Christmas every year, and then vice versa. So our traditions are every other year when we're up here, we go to our daughter's house for Christmas dinner. But we had fixed a Christmas breakfast every year that included kielbasa cut in little 1-inch circles, and scrambled eggs and the certain buns and orange. And we've been making that for years. Well, my daughter and her husband took that over, and now that breakfast still survives the same way, but it's just my daughter does it up here, and when we're in Texas, we do that. So it's the Christmas breakfast, grape jelly. It's always the same things for breakfast every year.
Yeah, I'll Christmas. Our big Christmas tradition, and it will happen twice because Spencer and Abby will be coming back in late January, so we'll Christmas then again. But we open presents, and then once the presents are open, we watch Christmas Vacation, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Where's the dog?
Yeah. While we cook bacon and eggs and pancakes and so our Christmas smell in our house is bacon, right? Bacon and eggs and pancakes, and then we get about maybe halfway through the movie, pause the movie, eat breakfast, and then go finish the movie. And while we're finishing the movie, one or two people fall asleep on the couch. It is what it is. Why is the carpet wet, Todd? Exactly. I'm not talking to you. I was talking to her. All right. And so it's my kids absolutely know that I'm not. You and your wife love Hallmark Christmas movies. I don't. I will watch anything funny. But you guys know, it's like the snow starts coming down. The
Interrupted Kiss.
Yeah.
But there's a new Christmas channel.
There's
it's
a new
called
Christmas
The
channel.
Great American Family.
Ah.
And all of the people who were Hallmark actors, all the big ones, have all moved to Great American Family. So there is now a battle between Christmas channels, and it's kind of interesting because the writers and the actors went to this. So they're basically Hallmark movies on a different channel.
Yeah.
Same checklist: The Interrupted Kiss, The Snowfall, The Jilted Boyfriend.
My wife hates it because I'm like, oh, look, it's a downpour and the sun is shining. Why do you do that? Get out of here. Sorry.
We do that also. Last night we were watching one. I forget the name of it. I'll Be Home for Christmas, and it's spelled AI, like an aisle in a grocery
right.
store.
Yeah.
But they're shopping, and they have a snowman in the shopping cart. And then they come around the aisle, and the camera pans over there. And when they come around with the shame cuts, no snowman, and it was
Right.
like a 3
Right,
foot tall
right.
snowman. Where'd the
Right.
snowman go? Well, I guess he jumped up and is dancing
I'm
down.
with you, Shayna. Hard Hallmark cringe. I'm the same way. It's like watching HGTV, and they're redoing a room. They always have to put drama in there.
Right.
To try to catch up, and here's the drama. Oh, they're not going to make it. It's not the budget, the time, something, right? Here's the drama. Oh, okay, it worked out.
Wow, last minute save.
Yeah.
And it's not that we don't recognize the corniness in them. We actually embrace the corniness in them. It's how many
Probably.
different ways can you tell the same
Yeah.
story?
Probably.
How many Scrooge Christmas Carol stories? What different ways can you tell?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of creativity that goes into it at the same time.
What is it? A Christmas Without Santa? Is that the one with Heat Miser? And we like the claymation ones. And now I guess too a new tradition at Jones's. Somewhere Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, we'll watch Elf. That's become a huge tradition.
We still go
well.
back to It's a Wonderful Life, and
Never watched it.
Like you've
never
never
seen it.
watched A Wonderful Life?
Yeah, never seen it.
Okay, this will be my last week on Two Ball Guys. It's been nice. I'm here with a
Never seen it. Yeah. Again, I'm a hyper. I'm that hyper. There was never.
It is a little slow.
Never time.
But
to sit
Bert and
down.
Ernie found their beginning on It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, there's a cop named Bert and a cab driver named Ernie.
I didn't know.
And that's where Bert and Ernie and
and Bob
Sesame
just
Street.
died.
Yeah. He was like the last one.
Yeah, he
wasn't
was like 94 or something.
Yeah.
Bob. Yeah, just a couple weeks ago, passed away.
He's bobbing somewhere in heaven now.
That's right. So I think traditions are huge, and these next 2 weeks, especially this week, if you're working this week, just know that people are going to be on edge. They're going to be grouchy. There's going to be a lot of people on your team, on your work team, who aren't really motivated to work. I mean, let's be honest. People are going to bag it in for this week. And so it's an interesting week, but just have patience with people, love people. One of the best things to do, as Shayna says, just because it feels good and nostalgic, is go ahead and ask them about some of their traditions as a kid. And maybe, you'll make them feel a little bit better. If you combine the formula of bad acting and lazy script writing, the opportunity for bad movies, endless, apparently. Yeah. I'm with you. There's never you haven't, and let's finish this debate as well. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
If there's a Christmas tree in it somewhere, and there's a feel-good ending, one year we watched Twister came out on Christmas Day. And we were at the opening on Christmas Day of Twister. So is Die Hard a Christmas movie? For me, yes. We love watching Die Hard.
Listen, Die Hard came out around Christmas time. Shayna's saying yes, it is. Die Hard is as much a Christmas movie as Avatar 2 is, because Avatar 2 has come out around Christmas as well. So if you feel that Avatar 2 is a Christmas movie, then absolutely I will agree.
Do you have to watch Avatar 1 before you watch Avatar 2?
I don't know. I haven't seen Avatar 2, but I heard it is great, and I will watch it because I just love that. I mean, this thing has been in production for years.
Yeah.
And they started production of this like immediately after Avatar 1 came. This has been a big long
I've heard
project.
Good thing we haven't watched either one of them. That wasn't on our list.
So we got about a minute left,
Yeah,
Coach.
we do.
Are you gonna be here next week?
Yes, this week I've got an echocardiogram, a stress test, and an MRI. I've got
Are we doing
all
a
of
show
my
next?
testing.
Are we doing a show the day after?
I'm
the day
good
after
for doing
Christmas?
a show. Yeah. I won't be hungover. I don't. I
No,
don't
I'm
drink
not.
alcohol.
I'm not going to be hungover either.
It's-
And then we're gonna, I'll be up because we're gonna be head to Iowa later that day. So
What do you think, folks? Should we do a show the day after
Bring it in.
Christmas?
bring it in the day after.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean,
I'm up for it.
I'm
Let's
good
do
to
it.
be here.
We're gonna do it. Let's do it. We'll be here. And here's what we're gonna do. The day after Christmas, folks. Here's what I'm gonna say. Die Hard has the tree, the music, and the gifts. Just saying. Oh, and the love story.
Oh yeah, love story.
And the love story. And doesn't it snow and get a kiss there at the end or something? I don't know.
Well,
Anyway.
there's definitely a little bit of action in that
Yeah.
show.
Anyway, listen, what we want to know next, we're going to come in the day after Christmas. We're going to be here on the 26th next week, 1 week from today. And we're going to talk about your very favorite gift ever. Toy gift, whatever. I don't want to be like,
Can it be a gift we gave, or is it a gift we get?
the one you got that, and I'm thinking of one incredible one that to this day I wish I still had. I wish I
Hair.
still had.
You got hair for
No, I
Christmas.
did have a toupee. That's a whole different thing. We'll talk about that next week, folks. We got to get out of here. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Start your week off with two bald guys and a microphone.
Yeah, a microphone.
Whatever.
That's what.
Is
Got,
this your first show?
3 or 4 of them out. I am Tim Stewart. They call me Coach Papa, and I do approve this message. God bless, travel safe, and have a merry Christmas.